Aloha everyone, it's the day after Valentine's Day. Hope you had a good one. Just going to do a brief update and let you know that I have been still appreciating your prayers, your messages of concern and help. It's been wonderful. This past weekend I was able to hang out with a couple of friends on 2 different occasions and had lunch on one day. And another day, I don't even remember what I did. I just did a lot this past weekend, and it was great. Because a lot of other things, maybe not, going the way I'd like them to go, but I am so grateful that there are some things that are going better than I could have anticipated. So this past week, I had another MRI done. And I had that MRI done as a follow-up to a previous radiation consultation with the radiation oncologist who was looking at my MRI that showed that the cancer had spread. But when I went to see him, I had some pain in my upper spine, and so we had another test done, and it showed that the tumor that metastasized to my pelvic bones has now spread further up my spine, and T4 and T2 are the places on my spine that are affected. And I had been having some issues with neck pain, head pain, or like the base of my skull really, down my neck and part of my shoulder. And my primary care provider believes it's possible that one of 2 tumors that they saw in my spine is affecting that area of my body. So I needed a third opinion because I found out that radiation is not going to be ideal for my pelvic area, and the side effects are just too great. But radiation might be okay for my upper spine. The doctor thinks that he may be able to do the radiation there without negatively impacting the organs in those areas. So I talked to my primary care physician, and I let him know, my primary care oncologist, and I let him know that after speaking to the radiation oncologist, I'm not interested in radiation in part of my body that will have substantial organ damage, and he still insists on radiation in that area, and I decided I wanted to speak to a third gynecologic oncologist and get the third gynecologic oncologist's opinion. So I've seen 3 of them in particular at different points for their ideas, and the radiation oncologist is separate, but all of their feedback has been really insightful as to what I need to do and what I will not be doing. I will not be doing anything that I believe is going to leave me in a debilitative state after I had that done. If I fall apart on my own, I fall apart on my own, but I don't need medicine to help me do that. So I'm trying to find alternative solutions to dealing with some of the things that have come up. And the radiation oncologist was really helpful. He went over my PET scan, my MRI in detail, and he let me know that radiation would do well to lessen some of the pain and stave off some of the cancer. However, the side effects were just too much. So that being said, he understood my decision to not go with radiation in the pelvic region. So since my primary oncologist doesn't seem to have any other options that he can offer me, I spoke to the third gynecologic oncologist who told me about other solutions like targeted therapy, which still is a form of chemotherapy, he said, but focused more on the cancer and may not be as harsh as what I did have. So I still have to do more investigation about that. I asked him about immunotherapy options, and there's a lot of research that needs to be done, and I know that my primary oncologist is not a fan of some of the things that I might propose to him, but the third doctor, who's not going to represent me because he didn't even want to give me the second opinion. I think it was hard because the other oncologists are his peers, and such a small circle. So I was just appreciative of what he did give me. So now I can look into targeted therapy, immunotherapy, and of course the natural and holistic approaches as well. And I intend to continue bringing things to my primary care provider, who is not an oncologist. So there's a lot of doctors involved, so I'm sorry if I lose you along the way. So one of the things that the third gynecologic oncologist mentioned was that I should get a bone scan to identify other areas of my body that were affected by tumors or are affected by tumors. And some people are like, well, why do you need to do that? Well, because if I get that done, I can see potential areas of breakage or see if there's any breakage there now, any small little fractures, which means as much as I want to go play tennis or do certain strenuous workouts or exercises, I might have to rein that in. I mean, I want to continue to go and get like medical massages and things of that nature, but I don't want them massaging something that's damaged and can, further exacerbate the problem. So that's important for me to know. And there are many options out there for dealing with what I have, but part of it is convenience and things that are also not covered by the insurance, and I gotta kind of be within my network for the care that will not be ridiculously costly, and I don't want to move all around either, but the last oncologist did let me know that I need to do something because there's a possibility that where the tumors are located, if they're in the weight-bearing part of my body, like the femoral or the top part of my thigh bone, that's an issue, because if that breaks, and then he was talking about things like hip replacement, and I just want to find ways to slow down the cancer without damaging my quality of life due to chemicals and treatments that are not ideal. So there's a lot going on, but I'm hopeful and I feel good in a lot of areas of my life. I do have those moments where they're not so good, but God is faithful, and I see how much He loves me by how much support I've been given from so many different people, so much unexpected support, and I'm hanging on to that. I'm hanging on to the now, what I can do. I'm doing my research, but I'm trying not to be obsessive. I want to be healed, but not at any cost. Not at any cost. So I might be healed in one arena and then damaged in some other aspect because of the treatment options that are available. So we'll see what happens, and I will keep you further updated. But just wanted to let you know that that's what's happening right now. And of course, that's the abbreviated version. There's way too much going on behind the scenes. But I am also looking into something called palliative care or palliative care. It's not just for hospice care, though it's been associated with hospice. They often offer services like medical massage for those individuals who are facing a terminal disease or really chronic debilitating disease. And so far, I have pains in my joints and various parts of my body, and I'm exhausted right now after going to a couple of appointments. But I need to keep on moving while I can. And when I don't feel well, I just take rests. And until I find out about the fractures and breaks, I'm going to have to take a time out from the PT just to make sure that nothing is seriously inflamed and can cause problems during a massage or even walking. So I just need to get the bone scan first. So my primary care provider did put in a request for a bone scan, full body. It's not as detailed as an MRI or PET scan, but that's something that can be covered out of pocket even if my insurance rejects it. MRI and PET scans are ridiculously expensive, and now that we know that the the bones are the immediate concern. At least the bone scan will give us the information that we need to even find out if some of the damage is due to osteoporosis, arthritis. In some cases, MS is one of the things they look for when they look at these bone scans. So hopefully the tumors haven't gone too crazy. I'm continuing to look into, like I said, alternative means of dealing with this as well, and dieting better. And I've been fairly good about that, fairly good. It's not eating, it's not eating certain things. Some people hear the word diet and they're like, oh, you're done a diet, you're too skinny. And it's not about not eating. It's about eating better, eating well. So, but anyway, I just wanted to give you a quick update, even though it turned out a lot lengthier than I anticipated. And I know I'm missing a lot of details, but if you're interested, you can send me a message individually. I may or may not get back to you right away, but I just wanted to keep you abreast of what's happening, and thank you so much again for your prayers and concern, and just being so supportive. All right, enjoy the rest of your evening. Bye.